Муз-клуб на проводе. Звуковой самоучитель английской разговорной речи, пожалуйста.
Lesson 11. Traveling by air. Listen to a talk about traveling.
Hello, I'm glad to see you. When did you come back? I thought you were in the Caucasus.
Good evening. I came back to Moscow only at 10 in the morning.
I hope you had a good holiday. Did you travel by air?
Yes, of course. I usually go by air on business trips, or when I travel for pleasure, and I enjoyed the trip very much.
In this dialogue, you have heard a new verb form, the past indefinite tense. Repeat the new forms.
I thought.
Я думал.
You were.
Вы были.
I was.
Я был.
I came back.
Я вернулся.
Yesterday.
Вчера.
I had.
Я имел.
We had a good time there.
A holiday.
Отпуск.
I had a good holiday there.
Did.
When did you come back?
I enjoyed.
Я получил удовольствие.
A trip.
Поездка.
The Caucasus.
Кавказ.
I enjoyed my trip to the Caucasus.
Repeat.
I enjoy. I enjoyed.
I travel. I traveled.
I work. I worked.
I like. I liked.
I want. I wanted.
I land. I landed.
Repeat.
I was.
You were.
He was.
We were.
You were.
They were.
Now listen and repeat.
Last.
Прошлый.
Last year.
В прошлом году.
I was in London last year.
You were in Washington last year, weren't you?
They were in Moscow last year.
Say these sentences with the verbs in the past indefinite tense.
I enjoy the trip very much. I enjoyed the trip very much.
I'll come by air. I came by air.
I want to book a flight to Moscow via Paris. I wanted to book a flight to Moscow via Paris.
I think he's in London. I thought he was in London.
We'll land at 10. We landed at 10.
Translate into English.
Я был в Англии в прошлом году.
I was in England last year.
Я вернулся вчера самолетом.
I came back by plane yesterday.
В В прошлом году мы путешествовали по Кавказу.
We travelled in the Caucasus last year.
Мне очень понравилась поездка на море.
I enjoyed the trip to the sea.
Я думал, что вы в Нью-Йорке.
I thought you were in New York.
Now listen and repeat.
Did you come by air?
Yes, I did. No, I didn't.
A delegation.
Делегация.
To arrive.
Прибывать.
When did the delegation arrive?
When did you come back?
To rest.
Отдыхать.
Where did you rest last summer?
To sleep.
Спать.
To have a good sleep.
Хорошо выспаться.
Did you have a good sleep after your trip?
Did you enjoy your trip?
Of course I did. Or, sure I did.
Turn the following sentences into questions and repeat the short answers.
I came yesterday.
Did you come yesterday?
Yes, I did.
I enjoyed the trip very much.
Did you enjoy the trip?
Yes, I did.
I had a good trip.
Did you have a good trip?
Sure I did.
Now listen to the following questions and instead of does or do, say did.
When does he come back? When did he come back?
How do you like the trip? How did you like the trip?
Where do you go to rest in summer? Where did you go to rest in summer?
Translate into English.
Когда вы вернулись из СССР?
When did you come back from the USSR?
Ваша делегация прибыла самолетом?
Did your delegation arrive by air?
Когда прибыла ваша делегация?
When did your delegation arrive?
Вам понравилось ваше путешествие по СССР?
Did you like your trip in the USSR?
Конечно, понравилось.
Of course I did. Or, sure.
Now listen and repeat.
Did you have a good trip?
Did you have a good rest?
Translate into English.
Вы хорошо съездили в Англию?
Did you have a good trip in England?
Вы хорошо отдохнули летом?
Did you have a good rest in summer?
Вы хорошо выспались после поездки?
Did you have a good sleep after your trip?
Now listen and repeat.
To be present at.
Присутствовать на.
A conference.
Конференция.
A sitting.
Заседание.
Is he present at the sitting?
Were you present at the conference yesterday?
Certainly I was. Or, sure I was.
Everything.
Все.
During.
Во время. В течение.
Was everything okay during the flight?
Compare.
Is he present at the sitting?
Was he present at the conference?
Translate into English.
Вы вчера были на заседании?
Were you present at the sitting yesterday?
Да.
Yes, I was. Or, yes, we were.
Полет прошел хорошо?
Was everything okay during the flight?
Repeat.
To open.
Открывать.
The opening.
Открытие.
You weren't present at the opening of the conference, were you?
Unfortunately.
К сожалению.
Unfortunately, I wasn't present at the opening sitting yesterday.
Were you present at the opening sitting?
Unfortunately, I wasn't.
Weather.
Погода.
Unfortunately, the weather wasn't very good during our stay in London.
Make the following sentences negative.
I was present at the sitting yesterday.
I wasn't present at the sitting yesterday.
The weather was quite good during our stay in London.
The weather wasn't very good during our stay in London.
They were present at the New York conference.
They weren't present at the New York conference. Now listen to a short talk.
Hello, John. I didn't know about your arrival. Why didn't you write to me from the Caucasus?
Hello, Mary. I got back only yesterday. As a matter of fact, I wrote you a letter, but perhaps it didn't arrive in time. From the Caucasus, I went straight to London.
Repeat.
I didn't know about your arrival.
To write.
Писать.
Why didn't you write to me from the Caucasus?
I went.
Я поехал.
I went straight to London. I went abroad last year.
As a matter of fact.
Собственно говоря. В сущности.
I wrote.
Я написал.
As a matter of fact, I wrote you a letter.
Now listen to the following sentences and make them negative.
I went to the USA last year.
I didn't go to the USA last year.
I knew about your arrival.
I didn't know about your arrival.
Mr. Jones told me about your arrival.
Mr. Jones didn't tell me about your arrival.
He wrote to me from Geneva.
He didn't write to me from Geneva.
Repeat.
I know. I knew.
I tell. I told.
I write. I wrote.
I go. I went.
I make. I made.
Translate into English.
Я не знал о вашем приезде.
I didn't know about your arrival.
Мистер Джонс говорил вам о моем приезде, не так ли?
Mr. Jones told you about my arrival, didn't he?
Я не ездил в Англию в прошлом году.
I didn't go to England last year.
Почему вы не писали мне из Лондона?
Why didn't you write to me from London?
Now listen and repeat.
To attend.
Присутствовать на.
A ceremony.
Церемония.
Did you attend the opening ceremony yesterday?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Translate into English.
Вы были на последней конференции?
Did you attend the last conference?
К сожалению, нет.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Да, конечно.
Of course I did.
Вы знали о приезде делегации?
Did you know about the arrival of the delegation?
Нет, не знал.
No, I didn't.
Now listen and repeat.
You enjoyed your trip, didn't you?
She came by train, didn't she?
You were in Washington last summer, weren't you?
The conference opened yesterday, didn't it?
Translate into English.
Вы путешествовали по Кавказу прошлым летом, не так ли?
You traveled in the Caucasus last summer, didn't you?
Вы вернулись самолетом, не так ли?
You came back by air, didn't you?
Он ездил в Лондон на пароходе, не так ли?
He went to London by boat, didn't he?
Конференция открылась только вчера, не так ли?
The conference opened only yesterday, didn't it?
Вы были в Соединенных Штатах Америки прошлым летом, не правда ли?
You were in the USA last summer, weren't you?
The lesson is over. Goodbye.
Звуковой самоучитель английской разговорной речи. 6-я пластинка, занятие 1. Министерство культуры СССР. Мелодия. М70-39189. 39180.